Hi there, you're watching FYI on YouTube. I'm Sonal Mehrotra Kapoor. Now, today's topic of FYI was brought to us by you, the viewer. A couple of very disturbing emails I received about a week ago, which talked about how, in midst of a pandemic, when people are losing their jobs, are seeing a cut in their salary, they are suddenly noticing a spike in the premium they were paying for their health insurance. The cover remains to be the same, but their distress was that their premiums have spiked up. One particular instance, it had gone up by 200%. Now, the FII team and I did some research and found out that this is a rampant problem that is doing the rounds. And out of that problem, we have now been able to pull out reasons for you on why this is happening. And more importantly, if you are being unfairly charged higher premium, what can you do to hold those companies to account? So come with me as I take you through what exactly first the breakup and what exactly the escalation is looking like. I've got a graphic up for you to make you understand that. We did some research with Flexi Capital to try and understand what, on an average, how much of escalation has actually taken place. So if you are a male or a female, just about 30 years of age with no comorbidities, and we assume that you take a cover of, say, about 10 lakh rupees, your premium before the pandemic hit us was roughly about 7,000 rupees, about 6,800. But cut to the pandemic, and post that, this year around in December of 20, you'll see your premium going over 9,000. So roughly about 20-25% escalation over there. This has been seen across board. It has been seen with elderly and the young ones as well. Now, we tried to look into the reasons why, and let me take you through that. Now, number one reason is the fact that there has been about 5% escalation of that cost that has come to us from the regulator itself. Now, the IRDA had put in a new guideline, which meant that 3 or 4 of diseases which were out of the cover earlier are now part of the pact, compulsory part of the pact. These include something like Alzheimer's. These include HIV, Parkinson's, even mental illnesses. This is a good move, right? The regulator says you can't give covers without taking into account these very core issues that are spreading more over in India, and thus you need to add it to your cover, mandatory. Now, you increase the cover, thus goes up the cost as well. Now, the catch here is that the regulator said that the increase in cost because of this increase in the cover and the diseases should only be 5%. So what about the remaining 20-25 that you are facing? Well, let's talk about that now. The remaining has mostly come from COVID. Now, COVID is said to be a major factor that is contributing to escalating of your hospital bills and other medical bills as well. While you might say that COVID obviously is an escalated cost, but it's trickling into non-COVID patients as well. For example, if you go to a hospital, you will see more precautions being taken place, protocols being put into place, and that is said to be one of the reasons why cost is going up as well. The other crucial factor, and this is a major one, the rise in claims that are being reported, right? Now, we did some analysis, and on an average, per policy, the claim that people are taking post the pandemic, on an average, has gone from 40,000 per policy, that's about one family that gets covered, to about 1 lakh per policy. Now, that's a massive jump in the kind of claims people are taking now. And the insurance companies are now telling us it's because of all these 3 contributing factors that I told you: increase in claims, increase in the number of cover that the diseases are getting under the regulator, and thus because of COVID. These 3 factors are contributing to your escalation in your premiums on health insurance. But having said that and having understood that, please remember, there is going to be a notorious factor in all of this. There might be companies who, in the garb of all these factors, are escalating your cost even more, and you need to be careful about that. What can you do? Well, you need to log on to the website of the IRDA, We are told they are very quick in their uptake on complaints and they respond very quickly as well. Go to them, write to them an email about how your premium has gone up in a wave if you feel it's not justified. Ask them for explanations and ensure that you're not being cheated. The bottom line in all of this is that in India, health insurance and insurance in general is not really regulated very well. There is no standardized practices, no cap on the money that goes in as well. We need that system, but while we get on that path, ensure that you're not being cheated. So log on to the website of IRDAI and tell them what your problem is. Ensure that your voice is heard. That's it from me. This is Sonal Mehrotra Kapoor, and you were watching FII on YouTube.